Welcome, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Let's come into lotus position, hands gently pressed on the knees, tilting the chin back and exhaling as we come forward, rounding the neck, moving in circular motions. Let's warm up the body. Today's class is a restorative strength building class. Now let's reverse. Rotate the neck to the opposite side, back and around. I encourage you to find your edge and challenge yourself on the mat. Inhale, slowly bring the arms all the way up, reaching and stretching. You can gaze to both sides. And on the exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Crossover and exhale, bring the arms down. You can wiggle the fingers. Inhale, bring the arms up. Crossover. Exhale, bring the arms down, clearing our energetic and auric fields. Hands to our side. Let's lean over to the right side and bring the left arm overhead, reaching and stretching. It's a fluid, gentle motion here. And round down and around, and bring the other arm up towards the sky, reaching overhead. Hold. Exhale, round down and around again. Other arm reaches out and over. Exhale, let's come back to center. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Interlace the fingers and outstretch them up. Take a round of breath here. Exhale, bring the arms down. Let's extend the right leg out. Inhale and reach. Bring the arm up and down, remembering to follow and find your edge. Honor where you are in your practice and hold. Inhale, come back up to center, and let's switch sides. Inhale and exhale, reach. Hold here. Breathing in deep into the belly, being very intentional with each breath, each moment that we have here to be alive. Let's come back to center. Bring the feet in front of you, soles of the feet connected, allowing the knees to drop down to both sides. Straight spine. Take a round of breath here, sitting in our stillness. Release the feet in front of you, keeping the knees bent. Let's find the center of our mat. Extend the legs out. And let's come into a forward bend. Try and have the toes pointed up towards the sky. Reaching, hinging at the hips, folding forward. Allow yourself to fall deeper and deeper into this forward bend over time. Where you're at is exactly where you need to be. Release. Bring the hands behind you onto the mat and press up through the hips, dropping the chin back. Be mindful of any neck injuries here. And then release back down to the mat. Extend the legs out. Exhale, fold forward in between. Hold, round of breath. Release. Bring the legs together and forward bend. Release. Coming onto the feet and onto the toes, let's press the knees forward, loosening up our quads. Feel free to really reach through the knees down towards the mat, and then come forward, bringing the knees to the mat, sitting on our heels. Hold here. Inhale, come up into a straight spine. Good job. Gazing ahead. The pharaonic posture here, a posture of nobility, of stature, of honor, honoring ourselves in this position. Release, and let's come into a standing forward bend. Hold here. Inhale, slowly rise up vertebrae by vertebrae. Chin comes up last. Release the arms down and bring the hands all the way up above, reaching through the fingertips. Hands in prayer, exhale as the hands come down. Bring both feet to the back of the mat. Come into pyramid. Round of breath. Really stretching out through the fingertips and the ankles. Feeling all the muscles stretching in the body in this posture. Especially in the morning, it feels so good to just release like this. Gazing ahead, hop or walk the feet to the top of the mat, forward bend, and inhale, slowly rise. Drop the arms down, bring the arms up, reach, exhale, fold forward. Bring the hands to the mat, and let's bring the right foot back, leaning forward. Find your position here and allow the hips to open up. Now bring the other foot back to meet the other. And let's bring the hips forward and come into an upward dog. Hold here, twisting at the spine, looking behind you on the right, back to center, and then opposite side. This exercise is so good for activating our digestion. Go ahead and come back into pyramid, bringing the hips back. Round of breath here. Gazing ahead, hop or walk the feet to the top of the mat, forward bend. And let's bring the other foot back and lean forward into this lunge, opening up the hips. Good job. Bring the other foot back to meet the other, and again moving into upward dog. And that's right, let's gaze behind us on the right and followed by the left. And back to center. Tucking the toes, pressing the hips back into pyramid. Good job. Walk or hop the feet to the top of the mat, forward bend. Hang here for a moment. Outstretch the feet just a little bit more. We're slightly rocking the hips back and forth. And now wiggle the feet back together. Bending the knees and coming down into a seated position. And now in this section, we will be using a weight in the video, but feel free to just use your body weight if you don't have one. I didn't have a weight, so now I'm using a calabash fruit or a miracle fruit. A book or something else could also work. Let's lean back onto our backs and bring the weight or our hands over our head, and then coming up and raising it above. Let's really try and focus on activating our lower abdominal muscles and keeping our feet or our heels firmly planted into the mat. Keep going, you got this. And last one, reaching up overhead. Let's bring our weight right to our center, leaning back and rocking from each side. We're just dropping the weight to both sides, twisting at the spine. Feel free to have your legs up, or for more stability, you can have your heels just gently pressed into the mat. Keep going. Just a couple more and release. Dropping the weight, coming to the center of our mats and leaning back. Hands behind. And let's move into bicycles. Elbow to opposite knee, squeezing at our core and trying to keep our back flat on the mat. Keep going, you got this. Keep going, keep moving, and keep squeezing those abs. You got this. It gets easier and easier in time, but remember to challenge yourself on the mat. And last one, and let's move into regular crunches. Really focusing on our upper abdominal muscles here, squeezing and keeping the back flat on the mat. And release, bring the feet onto the mat, and we're gonna move into bridges. So while we're in this position on the ground, we're gonna lift up through the hips, interlace our hands underneath, or you can have them flat on the mat and squeezing the glutes up towards the sky, holding for half a second as you reach the peak and then release back down. Keep going. And now let's hold at the top, squeezing the glutes. Try and find a straight line between the knee all the way down to the chest, and hold. And if plow position is in your practice, feel free to hop the feet over the head and move into plow. Really allowing the feet to come down towards the top of the mat. You can use your hands for support right at the base of your spine. Have a little fun here. Move the feet up, move the legs up, Find what feels good for your body. And release. Let's find ourselves back in a seated position. Coming forward onto all fours. And we're going to do a little bit of glute exercises here. But first, inhale, arching the back, and exhale, release. Inhale, arching the back, and exhale, release, rounding the spine, and coming back to center. Let's extend our right leg back and move into leg raises, squeezing the glutes. Keep going. And now on the same side, moving into hydrants. Really trying to keep your leg parallel to the mat as you rise up and squeezing and activating the glutes. You got this. Keep going. And last one. Now let's round it out and come forward in circular motions, bringing the knee forward and back. Keep going and feel the burn. And last one, let's come back to center. And opposite side. Let's extend the left leg back and move into leg raises. And now let's move into hydrants. Keep going. It's in the small repetitive moments that we build and strengthen ourselves. Keep going. You got this. And now rounding the knee forward and back. Keep going. Last one and release, coming back to center. And let's tuck the toes under and press the hips back. Hold here, release the toes, and then sink back into child's pose. Take a moment, have a round of breath here. Slowly on the inhale, rise back up onto all fours. Rising up, tuck the feet, press the hips back, and then let's move into a tall plank. Lifting the left hand up towards the sky, and then rotating and doing the other side. This is great core work, great for our back, as well as strengthening our arms and shoulders. Last one, coming back to center, pressing the hips back, coming into pyramid. Rolling the shoulders over the wrists and moving down onto the mat. Bring our hands behind us And let's lift our chest off the mat. Keep going. You should feel it in your lower back and your shoulders. And last one, reach in front of you and then float the arms behind you and pulse the arms behind you up and down, keeping the chest raised. Keep going and squeeze. And release. Bring the hands down in front of you on the mat. Bring the heels together, extend the legs up and move into frog kicks. Keep going, squeezing the glutes, keeping the knees extended out. And hold, squeezing the glutes, keep holding. And release. Peeling ourselves up off the mat, press the hips back, move into child's pose. Round of breath here, surrendering and releasing. Very proud of you for making it through today's practice. Inhale, let's come up. Let's untuck the feet, extend them out in front of us, and then sink back down onto the mat. We're going to do a little spinal twist here. Outstretch the arms and rotate the leg over the other. Hang here for a moment. Just melting away into the mat. Breathing into the spine. Coming back to center. And opposite side. This is your moment to melt. Coming back to center. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest, rocking back and forth, and release. Find a comfortable position here, laying on your back, and take a moment of brief meditation. Filling ourselves up with gratitude for the moment. Gratitude for our body, for our breath, for the flow and rhythm that our body moves and is able to nourish us, to sustain us through this thing called life. Inhale, let's bring the hands overhead, reaching up. Exhale, bring them down to our side. Hugging our chest once more. Rocking back and forth, extend the legs up, rolling up onto a seated position. Coming back to center. Taking a moment to adjust ourselves. Releasing the hands down to our side. Inhale, exhale, release. Dropping the hands down and inhale, bringing them up. Nice little stretch to the left and stretch to the right. Back to center. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, bring them up. One last reach, exhale, bring the arms down, inhale up, hands in prayer, hands come down, and into our heart center. May peace be in your heart, your thoughts, your deeds. Thank you for joining me today. Hope to see you in the next class. And if you feel inspired, just leave a little note for the person reading. anything inspirational, anything that comes to mind. This is such a beautiful community here in the comments. I absolutely love reading all of them. My wish for you today is ease, flow, and seamlessness, allowing things to just come about and be so effortless in our lives. See you soon.